YouTube. I'm shocked. Okay, so as you can see, there's no intro, there's no special whatever. I had to get up here. I was looking at CK 9138, who's got an amazing channel. Y'all should definitely follow him. One of the best and my favorite superhero, Superman specific specialist. He's got a lot of different reviews and stuff like that. I looked on my phone, and I mean, granted, the buzz today has been sweeping me like crazy. Like I had to take a step back and I started looking at Netflix, looking at Being Human a little bit, just to kind of process everything. But I was looking at CK, and he came up, and I looked. CK now, this is something you should always know. CK 9138, he always wears like a Superman shirt, no matter what. I looked, this Joker, he had a white rendition version of Batman Beyond symbol. I was like, okay, I gotta get up. I gotta. I was like, it's gotten serious. It's gotten so serious. Okay, all right. All right, there's been a specific thing that's happened with the Batman Superman movie. Of course, it's been pushed back to 2016, but as of last week or the week before last, production is now going very fast. It's been told that actually Ben Affleck, this is all speculation by the way, Ben Affleck's movie that he was going to actually go and direct, his directorial movie that he's about to go and start working on for 2014 2015 got canceled because now they have to go straight into production as soon as possible. And so, of course, you've got now Wonder Woman cast, you've got Batman cast, and so everybody's like Lex Luthor, like who's next, like who, you know. And so today, without further ado, they've officially cast Lex Luthor and Alfred Pennyworth. I'm gonna go first into Alfred Pennyworth's character because Lex Luthor, of course, is the obvious thing that's been going crazy on the internet. As y'all can see, I'm in my room. I had to shut the door. I mean, I could have went into the living room like normal, but I need to. This is a private moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you know off the gate who they're casting for Alfred Pennyworth, which I thought was great casting. If you'll never believe it. Nah, you actually will. Jeremy Irons. So Scar himself, Jeremy Irons. He's got such an amazing British accent and voice. He's like so menacing, but at the same time so nonchalant. And I loved his talent in what was it, Beautiful Creatures that just came out recently. He played the witch that had turned good to the side of good. He played a really good role, and I liked the film actually. I should have done a review on it. But anyway, but most notable that you remember him from will be like all the different ones that he's done in the past. And I mean, he's a great actor. I mean, I think that he was a great fit for that. I mean, I think that, of course, like, nobody can go back and say that Michael Caine's character was like, oh, no, he did an amazing job. So, Jeremy Irons has a lot to live up to, but I think he is in the best position to try to go up and compete with that. I have a specific statement that was talked about Mr. Irons from Zach. Let me read it real quick. Where is it? And then I'm going to go into who was cast to be Lex Luthor. Where is it? As everyone knows, Alfred is Bruce Wayne's most trusted friend, ally, and mentor, a notable guardian, and a figure, and a father figure. He is absolutely critical element in the intricate infrastructure that allows Bruce Wayne to transform himself into Batman. It is an honor to have such an amazing, seasoned, and gifted actor as Jeremy, taking on an important role of the man who mentors and guides the guarded and nearly impervious facade that encompasses Bruce Wayne. And I mean, I thought that was perfect. I mean, I think that he's gonna add a whole other element to it, especially if how they're gonna be doing this Batman. I mean, granted, I mean Ben Affleck, he's in his 40s, but I mean, if you think about it, look at Troy. I mean, honestly, way that Brad Pitt played that character at his age, he killed it. I mean, he was in his top, like, I mean, he was in physical condition, and I'm not doubting that Ben Affleck can get to that point, and I'm not doubting that he can't play the role of Bruce Wayne. I think that if they do the scripting right and they do the character justice, that if they added the true detective and the physicality and the intuitiveness and the person that would outsmart a person that has superhuman strength, then they have him to a T. And I think that Ben is going to do a good job with that. But I mean, it's all left up to grabs. And now, without further ado, I'm going to talk to y'all about who is going to be the new Lex Luthor. Now, I had said before, and I mean, I love Bryan Cranston. I love Mark Strong. I even love Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, he played a great role in Everything's Done. I mean, especially even Gladiator. I hated his character. He was so mean and evil. But Joaquin Phoenix is the man. But I wanted Matt Damon. I wanted Matt Damon to play the role. So, I mean, to me, I think they maybe are going to leave him for a different character. I think they're going to bring him in the DC Universe. I don't think Marvel's going to get him. I just don't. I don't know who he's going to be, but I think that he's going to be in the DC Universe. So, without further ado, and all I have is a little picture to show y'all. The person that is going to be the brand new Lex Luthor in 2016's Batman vs. Superman is, if you've ever seen The Social Network, the star of this movie, Jesse Eisenberg, the man that played Zach Zuckerberg. I mean, the creator of Facebook now is going to be y'all's brand new Lex Luthor. Now, this is, I don't know what to say, y'all. I don't have anything really to pinpoint or try to like pick apart or bring up. I just don't know. All I know, this man's track record, being that he is 30. I thought he was younger than that. I mean, he just looks young. He's 30 years old as of now. Him and Henry Cavill are actually the same age. In 2010, 3 years ago, I mean, when he was technically, what, 27, 26, he nabbed an Oscar nomination. Now, in the Oscars, I mean, I've seen a lot of female characters, like not characters, but actors, like get up the nominations and the wins, but it's rare to see a young male win or even get nominated for an Academy Award. I mean, not since the likes of even Matt Damon, like at a young age, but I mean, even Leonardo DiCaprio. But this kid, I mean, he nabbed it. I mean, everybody thought he was going to win it over like some strong characters. But the way that he did The Social Network and the way that he played Mark Zuckerberg, I can see why they chose his mental prowess to play the manipulative and the cunning and intellectual that is Lex Luthor. Everybody, I mean, you know me. I heart Smallville. Mike, my man, oh my gosh. I miss him so much, man. Like, the way that the Lex Luthor character was portrayed in the Smallville universe was the best that had ever came, in my personal opinion. Like, I don't think that anybody will top what they did. It's just like taking The Dark Knight and how they generated the characters in that. That's its own element. I don't think that needs to be recreated. This needs to be a whole different form of Lex Luthor. And Michael Rosenbaum, how he played his character, he was evil. He was gritty. He was physical. He was in your face. Now, the thing that worries me, this is the only thing that really worries me on the real. I think that he can play the role of Lex just fine. But what worries me is when the time comes for him to look at, like, Henry Cavill's character. Let me go get something. He look at Henry Cavill's character in the eyes and pierces right through Henry Cavill and tears him down intellectually and is not backing down whatsoever. If that happens, it has to be a transformation that Jesse's gonna have to go to. And to me, I mean, when I look at the animated feature or even like the comic books, and even how the way that the Lex Luthor character was portrayed in Smallville, this man was not afraid to step in front of Superman or the portrayal of Clark Kent. Like, he was not afraid of him at all. Like, even on a physicality level, like, he thought of himself as like, I mean, I could take care of myself and take care of anybody that's a human, you know? And I don't know if that's the kind of Lex Luthor they're going to go for. I was hoping that it was, because that leaves the door open to, like, him inventing, like, different, like, mechanical suits, and him, like, using, like, well, if they're not adding kryptonite to the element, I can see why they would do that. And then that means it's going to be, like, a guild of minds and wits, and, like, him just, like, torturing Superman on a mental and emotional level, treating him and portraying him like he's an alien and outcast. I mean, that would be all fun and games. But what I want to see when the time comes that the Justice League comes out, when it does come out, I want Lex Luthor to be a prime villain that can carry the weight of it. And I mean, I don't want some little measly guy walking around. Like, I want somebody not only that is assured of himself physically, mentally, but evil. And I mean, this is the thing. So why everybody isn't, like, shooting this boy down is because, I mean, they can, but they can't. Case in point, Heath Ledger. So back when, in 2008, before that, 2 years before, when it was announced, just like this situation, and that's why I say I can't say anything. When that happened, I was like, what? But I didn't say nothing to nobody. I was like, no, I don't know. Like, I'll wait until I hear. And everybody was like, man, he's going to be terrible. He's a little Boy Scout. Like, what is this, you know? I looked. The first teaser trailer came out. I was listening to it, and he was like, what was it? He was like, people are going to die, and I'm a man of my word, or something along those lines. I was like, who was that? I was like, that was not Heath Ledger. I couldn't believe it. And then when he came to the first trailer, I was like, this man went crazy. Found out dude was, like, in a insane asylum for a year, or at least, like, half of a year, actually just trying to get into the psyche of a psychopath, which, that's so dangerous. But he played the role perfectly. So it's like, what this man has the ability of doing is reaching this on a whole different kind of level that we've never seen Lex Luthor portrayed before. Just like Heath had the same, God rest his soul. But I can't say what the boy's gonna do. So I'm gonna read this from what Zack Snyder had to say about this. Zack Snyder stated, Lex Luthor is often considered the most notorious of Superman's rivals. His unsavory reputation precedes him since 1940. What's great about Lex is that he exists beyond the confines of stereotypical, nefarious villain. He's a complicated and sophisticated character whose intellect, wealth, and commence position him as one of the few mortals able to challenge the incredible might of Superman. Having Jesse in this role allows us to explore that interesting dynamic and also take the character in some new, unexpected directions, which is true. I mean, looking at the boy, I mean, he's 5'7", granted. I think Henry Cavill is about maybe 6'1", and then Ben is like, Lord, he's about 6'3", 6'4". So it's like, when I looked at Smallville, I mean, yes, Tom Welling was always taller than Michael Rosenbaum, but it never looked like that. They looked equals because of the way that Lex carried himself, because the way his character was portrayed. So, I don't know, y'all. I mean, this is interesting news. I want to know what y'all think about Jesse being casted for this. What are y'all's thoughts? Do you think that he has the capacity of pulling off the role of Lex Luthor? Do you think that they're going for a different kind of rendition of, like, Lex Luthor? Do you think they're going to make him really soft and just the intellectual type, the hands-off type, that's like in the business attire, that's like a jerk, but at the same time, like, can destroy you in a second, you know? Or is it that on top of adding like a physical layer to him, that he's not afraid to get his hands dirty and to kill and to do things himself? I hope that it's both. I hope it's not that they just like have this person that's behind the scenes is doing stuff. You know, I mean that's ominous and stuff, but that's been done. Like I want them to go a different level with it. You know. So I want y'all's thoughts with it. I'm gonna pitch something else to y'all. Um, since they're going on villains, and they have like Wonder Woman in the midst. Actually, I have two different things to talk about. I should have talked about this before, but in the sense that they're now starting production, and the movie's not gonna go until initially like what is it, 2016? I think it's May or March of 2016. So that means 2 years, right? But what I'm hearing is that Henry Cavill is going to be actually doing production for a whole 12 months. Now, I've seen people go and do production and like train and stuff like that, like depending on how they do the schedule. But it seems like they're doing more to me, y'all. To me, honestly, in my opinion, I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to make this Batman Superman movie. But then on top of that, I think they're trying to add on and do like a Justice League or something different after that. I think there's more to it than it's just this one movie. I think they're doing more than one. Reason why I think that is because back when the Matrix Reloaded was talking about being coming out, and then they were saying they were going to do Revolutions, I was like, man, I was worried how they were going to do it. But now that the way that Marvel has done things, like back to back to back, year to year to year, the only way that DC can come back and get to a place, they have to establish some kind of dominance in a fast amount of time. And the best way that they can do it is get the directors lined up, get the scripts lined up, get the characters set in stone and starred, and then go and follow and proceed it like that. And so if they did go and do Batman Superman or Man of Steel 2 or The World's Finest, whatever you want to call it, and then right after that, go and have something, this is the time to do that production. This is the time to shoot those scenes, get the characters in their element. And so that would make more sense to have Wonder Woman in the mix. That would make more sense to have somebody like Nightwing in the mix. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know. I think now, after looking at Thor 2, and seeing how that ended, I guess they're not going to retire this character, which makes me sad because, to be quite honest, if I don't know how they would do it, but I know there's one person with Ryan Reynolds has been able to go and do somebody two different characters, but it's like a difference, like because that's Marvel and Marvel. Well, actually no, he did DC and Marvel, so he has the ability of doing it. But anyway, what I'm thinking, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think. Tom Hiddleston as the Joker. Okay. I know that was random. I was looking at a video of Tom Hiddleston doing, throwing his accent away and doing like American like actors. He was doing like Al Pacino. He was doing like Chris Hemsworth. He was doing like Chris Evans. He was going and just playing all these different kind of characters. And he's so strange. I mean, but he's an ominous character. But he's got the look and the feel of the perfect like Joker from the comic books. To me, like I know it's a shot in the dark, but if they got Tom Hiddleston to be the Joker, I think it would set it off. I think that would be it. It's like, but I don't know. I don't think they're gonna be able to get him, honestly. But I think that would bring everything full circle for me, because adding Jesse into the mix now, it's like people are going to be like, oh, this movie is all out of whack, and I mean, there's not going to be any good foundation in people's like morale of this movie just because they have so much, they don't know what's going to happen. I mean, you got Ben Affleck who was in the Daredevil movie, but they saw the theatrical version. They didn't see the unrated version, director cut, which was actually good. I mean, they just saw like, you know, I mean, it's like they are at a losing race. Even the Oscars, I was thinking the Oscars didn't even have The Man of Steel as one of the best, like, visual movies. Like, I was like, what is going on? It's like, I don't know. They have everything against them, but they have so much that they can do meat-wise just because, I mean, you got Batman and Superman in the same movie, you know? I know that was a lot. But yeah, Jeremy Irons, Jesse Eisenberg, congratulations on your new casting. I mean, congratulations to the cast. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what more to say. I know that's just long-winded. I know I'm on the rant. I had to vent this out. Um, I'm just glad we do have a new Lex Luthor. I'm sad it wasn't Matt Damon. Even sad it wasn't Bryan Cranston, but I see why they want to have a character that's young and youthful so they can be able to carry on the legacy of the character on a later date. And so, if they're going to cast anybody else, it probably is going to be maybe Nightwing, or maybe it might be the Joker, but I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, if they do bring the Joker in, I think it probably won't be until the very end of the movie, to be quite honest. So, I mean, now, I mean, you got all your characters. Who else do you want to know who's going to be cast? Who else do you want to know is going to be in the mix? Do you think that, I don't know. I mean, what other villain do you want to see in this movie or in further movies? Leave your comments at the bottom. I'm sorry I didn't add any like special stuff to this one, and this is like a direct rant, but I hope y'all enjoyed it. Check out superherohype.com. Check out IGN if you want to get any more further research about this. Check out the channels of CK9638, 61938. Great channel there. Man, yeah, that's it, man. I'm done. Batman out. FDL020 signing off, y'all.